We have a special story today. My papa, Pastor Kent, he's been telling children rescue stories, but today we have a bird rescue story, and Mariah's going to help me a little bit with it. So, many of you may know that we like to go visit the Philippines every once in a while, and we get to see all sorts of little animals when we visit there. Who knows what this is? A water buffalo. Does anybody besides Mariah or Canaan know? This is a little puppy. This is my sister with a little puppy that she adopted. Do we have another animal? We've got lots here this morning. Here's our little cat that we named Joseph. He went with us everywhere. He was a wonderful cat. He liked to ride up on the dashboard of our car when we drove to church. What else do you see at Sabbath school? Other than chickens. Yeah, chickens come to Sabbath school. This was right outside the window. Goats. Sometimes these come into church too. They can be a little disruptive. Who knows what this is? An owl. Yeah, they found a gook-gook, they call it. A beautiful little owl. Here's a little monkey. Do you guys like monkeys? We found this one on our Branch Sabbath School trip. He was tied up, though, because sometimes when they get big, they get kind of mean. Oh, and look at this little guy. Isn't he so cute? He was grinning at us because he was scared. That's how they try and scare you, is show their teeth. But he looks like he has a nice little smile. Who can see the animal in this picture? You see it? There's some eggs. There's a lizard here, and there's a lizard there, and it's actually really big. I didn't get to see this personally, thankfully, but Mr. Michael got to experience this. So I want to tell you a little bird story. A little boy came by our house. His name was Jasper. We would say Jasper in English, but over there they say Jasper. And Jasper had caught, his brother Carlos had caught him a little bird. And this little bird is called a musim. And he was so cute. And they had tied a little tali or a little string around his leg so that he couldn't run away. He couldn't fly away. And they'd clipped his wings. And they were being nice to him when we saw him, but we all knew that what they do with little birds that they catch. Can you imagine what they do? You're right. Yeah, they play with them until they're all played out, and then they eat them. So when Mariah saw this cute little bird, she said, "Mommy, I want that little bird." And so we talked to Papa about it. We said, "Papa, do you think Jasper would let us buy that cute little bird from him?" And he said, "Oh, yeah, I think he would." We said, "Well, how many pesos should we pay for him?" And we maybe thought 50 pesos, which is like a whole dollar. And what did Papa say, Mariah? Do you remember what Papa said? So Mariah had brought some candy with her to the Philippines, and it was just a little bag of candy. You know what Papa said? He said, "You can buy it for that bag of candy." One piece, he said. Well, Mariah was feeling really generous, and she said, "You know what? I'll give my whole bag of candy because I really want this little bird." So she bought the bird. We gave it to Jasper, and guess what? He was really delighted. I think he thought that maybe the candy would be more delicious than eating the bird later on. So Mariah was happy, and Jasper was happy, and Mariah brought it inside, and she fed it some bananas. And each day she would put it in a little basket for the day, and it would sit there, and it would hop around, and it would eat. And then at night she'd put it in the little basket and put the lid on, and he had a little perch, and he'd go to sleep at night. And during the day when Mariah had to do her schoolwork, the little musim bird, she named it Salvi. Can you tell us why you named it Salvi, Mariah?
I saved it, I don't know.
Salvi, like salvation or something. She saved it. So the little bird would do schoolwork with her too, and she loved this little bird. Well, one morning we woke up, and I was up in the loft sleeping, and Mariah was down on the main level, and she called to me, "Mommy, come here." And there was that tone in her voice that I thought, oh no, something's wrong. And she had me come down, and she lifted up the little basket, and I looked inside, and that precious little bird was lying on the bottom of the basket with its legs all curled up and its eyes closed, and it had died. And Mommy burst out crying first, I think. And then Mariah joined me. And we sat together in one of the chairs in Mimi's house, and we cried together because we had loved that little bird. Well, Papa was the officiating minister at the funeral, and we put little Salvi in a beautiful little box that Mimi had left over, and we had a little funeral ceremony, and we buried him right on the hill overlooking the valley right near their house. And we said goodbye to Salvi, and we said a little prayer. And you know what I realized from that little experience? Our hearts were broken over a cute little bird. But how much more does Jesus love his children that are lost and need saving, right? So Sissy put the beautiful flowers on Salvi's little grave there. And I have a little Bible verse that I want us to read together. Can you read this together with me? Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground outside your Father's care. So don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. And Jesus loves you even more than we loved that little Salvi bird. And he wants us to be part of his rescue mission to save others. And maybe someday we'll share the story of James, who is another little boy who was rescued from the jungles.